Well, a new ballot tax proposal was announced this week in partnership with Democratic State Representative Leslie Herod and the Mental Health Center of Denver. If the Caring for Denver measure makes it to the November ballot, voters will be asked whether to approve a 25-cent per $100 city sales tax increase to fund suicide prevention and other mental health-related services in Denver. Eric, you're a political consultant. Where do you see this going?
Interesting. There's no questioning the cause, no questioning the need. The questions will be about, is this the right revenue stream? Is it the right amount? And is this how you want to make tax policy, with just everyone who has a claim on the public purse just putting it on the ballot and doing a feel-good campaign for it? Leslie Herod is a formidable person, an up-and-coming Democratic Party player. That she has adopted this issue and embraced it is certainly a big step forward for this campaign. It is not an insignificant tax. You frame it as 25 cents on a $100 bill, sounds small, but this is more than the tax on the construction of Coors Field, on the construction of the football stadium, on the preschool program, even after they increased it at reauthorization. So, you know, this is a chunk of change, would raise about $45 million as estimated per year. But my view of Denver, and I've said this on the show before, is that in Denver, there's a widespread sentiment that the more you tax yourself, the closer to God. And I think this is in keeping with that kind of a sentiment, and I would not be at all surprised to see it pass.
Joey, it's a Denver proposal, but it was announced at the Capitol. You were there.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Well, Leslie Herod, you're absolutely right. Herod, I'm sorry, that's my New Orleans pronunciation. But she is a very capable leader, and I'd say she could be our first woman governor and our first African-American governor if she continues on the path that she's going. You know, this will be a test. You know, I see this tax kind of like an oil filter. You know, it's pay me now or pay me later. You know, there's no, just because you don't treat mental health in the community doesn't mean you don't pay for mental health in the community. You pay for it with homelessness. You pay for it by putting people in jails instead of getting them into programs that they need. You know, 25 cents. Denver loves to tax themselves, and this is a worthy tax that I think a lot of people will support. You know, the people proposing this have done internal polling that show 80% support for it. We'll see if those people show up to vote in November.
Natasha, do you see this making it on the ballot and then making it onto law?
Yeah, I see it making its way onto the ballot, but I think it will be the start of many things that we're going to see on the ballot this election. So it'll be interesting once that atmosphere sort of for people's time gets more competitive, how they'll be able to get their message across. I mean, obviously the need is there. I think that that awareness has grown in coming years, but how we address the problem, that remains to be seen.
David, do you think this is a start to addressing that problem?
Hopefully, yes. And I think Joey's exactly right that you save money in the long run by spending more up front on helping people with mental health problems than putting them in jail and all the other consequences. So I think this proposal deserves a serious look to see exactly what the money is going to be spent on, and also to see what Denver's already doing. You know, I think Denver has had terrible budget priorities over the years and has been much more interested in shoveling corporate welfare at developers than it has been on taking care of essential city services like paving the streets and also this safety net. But I say good for Representative Herod for putting this out there, and her idea is worthy of a careful look.